Hey guys, this is Elsa Gamer here, and today we are going to be learning how to make some sick text in Cinema 4D. So yes, we have Cinema 4D open right now, so let's just get right into it. I'm using R13 Studio of Cinema 4D. If you guys want the specific version. Okay, so let's just get right into it. First, you're going to want to click MoGraph right here. MoGraph right here, not render, not character, MoGraph. And then you're going to click MoText. Once you click MoText, you're going to get this super ugly looking text, right? So, I'm going to be using one of my favorite fonts called Toonish. I'll put the link in the description for you guys to get this font. It is called Toonish. There it is. And see, it's still not the nicest looking text. 3D and all, looking cool. But we're gonna want to make this thicker. And in a separate tutorial, I'm gonna teach you guys how to give it an effect where it's like kind of like stripe-ish things. Kind of like this. If you guys, I don't have the wallpaper on right now, so that's awkward. But yeah, so like this, you guys can just change the depth here. And you can make it 80, like 80 or 75. That's around good. See, right there. And then subdivision is just to like subdivide their text and stuff. I don't really know what that is, so I thought it was something else, but I guess it's not. Right, let's add some caps. Let's try fill a cap on both of these guys. It's already looking good. And then we can just change the type. I really like one step. It gives it a nice, just kind of popping out look. Or you can get, I like, engraved is pretty cool. It just engraves the text kind of in like a sort of outline thing. And then you guys test out stuff you want. So let's make a color now. You just double tap this area down here. I see when I double tap, that's what I get, but we do not want to. Or actually, let's just keep 2. So, the color I'm going to use, let's just use a red. Let's use a red. Why not? Okay. Let's just grab a red and just make it darker. Okay, I don't use that usually. I just go over here and go to the reds. Let's get a nice dark red over here. Now, how does that look? Let's just plop that baby right on there. See, it's kind of like not as dark as we want it, right? Because see, if we take that specular off, there we go. I always love adding a nice reflection to our text. Not 100. I like either 50 or 25 around there. But if you're going to do 50 or 75, I recommend changing the color of the reflection to the color of the text. Could be a little bit off, but that's fine. So I'm gonna have the original 69, and there you go. We got some nice colored text. But say we want this engraved part to be a different color. How about that? So we can get this part, this color that we've been saving up here, and just get a nice black and red. Why not? Let's add a small reflection as well. Let's make it black. We don't need to select that, and we'll just make it. No. Let's just add a 25 reflection with a white reflection. There we go. And then, if we add that extra, it's just going to make it all black. I bet you're saying, what the heck? Just put C.1 on there. Oh, no, sorry. C1 on the black. And there, boom. It'll put that in there. And make sure the one that you want to be like inside or like on the thing is after it. Okay, now you got some nice looking text here, right? So it's all right for beginners. And if you click this, you could mess with the settings here. That'll be in a different tutorial though. And yeah, and you could just kind of change it with the stuff, middle, left, all this stuff, usual stuff. And now we're gonna take this baby into Photoshop after we get some good render settings. So some good render settings that you could put Okay, see how this is kind of overlapping right here? This text right now. We don't like that, do we? So we're gonna fix that right now. If we go to whatever, we'll just fix that in Photoshop. We'll just add some, yeah, okay, we'll just fix that in Photoshop. I'll teach you guys how to fix that in Photoshop, so it's a 2-in-1 tutorial, yeah. Okay, render settings. You just click the little gear here with the little play thing for the movies, and then you get this. Let's make this bigger here. Okay, we don't really need to. Okay, so far you should have output, save, multipass, anti-aliasing, option stereotypic. You might not have stereoscopic if you're on a different version of Cinema 4D, but yeah, that's what I have if you're on R13 and higher, I think. I don't know if it's on R12. I don't think so. Okay, so first of all, we want it to be high quality. Now, I love putting my text in 1080p quality. I just go to film and video, and I go to HDTV 1080 29.97. And a lot of people put their text in 720p. I like that too, but when I'm making my text, I want it to be as high quality as the picture behind it. And we can just resize it then. So that's what I like to do. That's my preference, but you can do whatever you want to, depending on your computer. So now let's add some effects. So we're gonna add some ambient occlusion. We're gonna add some global illumination. We're gonna add some depth of field. And we're also gonna add some lens effects. For ambient occlusion, make sure you click evaluate transparency. And for global illumination, this is all good. But see, if we click render here, it's just gonna come out black. See, look at this. It's just gonna come out black. We don't want black. Okay, that sounds racist, but no. We don't want just black. We want our text, right? So, what we're gonna do, we need to add lights to give it shadows. So, what I like to do, I keep saying so, huh? Alright, we're gonna create an object. Oh, no. We're gonna create a light. You could use a light or a physical sky. I like using physical sky because that just gives it a light in its own, and I like to create in where is it? An environment, just to give it a nice environment here. Now, if you do that and render it, as you can see, it's rendering. I have an alright computer. And I don't know how long it's going to take, so I'm going to speed this part up. So yeah, it did not take that long, but there you go. That's some nice text, at least I think so. So what we're going to do is we're going to save. We're going to change this to a PNG. And we're going to make sure there's an alpha channel. Alpha channel is basically transparency, so you don't have all this blue stuff that you have to edit out in Photoshop. Or whatever program you are using. This tutorial we're going to be using Photoshop. Now see, I have all my rigs here, and we can change this to whatever we want to call it. Let's just call it tutorial text. Okay. I said, alright, that's fine. And by the way, guys, at any time, you can change this, what this says. No matter what settings you got, you can change this to whatever. Tutorial. I probably spelled tutorial wrong, but I don't care. So we're gonna actually use that instead because it looks a little bit better. So we're just gonna zoom out. As you guys can see, this little black, really transparent line. If your text is in within that line, then it'll get cut off there. I learned that the hard way. So just zoom out until it's all perfectly shown. You can show any camera angle like that. That looks good, I guess. Let's just try and get centered a little bit. And like that. There you go. And to change the size of the text, just go to the size tool. Oh, wait, no. Yeah. No. Okay, never mind. Oh, I'm changing the physical sky. Click more text. And then you can change the size of this thing as much as you want to. And then you can rotate it as well. It will rotate like this. And I'll just find a tutorial. I'll show you a tutorial that'll spin, make it kind of spin and stuff. And then you could obviously move it around like that. Okay, now we're gonna render this, and we are going to, I'm gonna get back to you in Photoshop. Okay guys, it finished. As you guys can see, it took a little bit longer than the text render because there's more things in there to render. So now that it's saved, we can just hop into Photoshop and we can open the file. And this will be in our Cinema 4D files because that's where I save all my rigs. And we saved it as tutorial text. Right there, as you can see. And you can see it is all transparent except for the actual text. Now when we open this, as you can see, pretty good text, right? You can move it around in the Photoshops. Alright, first thing I love to do with everything almost in Photoshop, I love to add a nice gradient overlay. That just gives it a good look. If it's too much for you, you could bring the opacity down. If you just don't like it, you can take it off. I personally like it, but it is a little bit too much with these colors. And so there we go. We can add a nice drop shadow over here. That's really, really a nice text for, well, at least for me. But I also love to give it this nice grunge feel. So I'm gonna go to my Adobe files and I'm gonna go to my textures. I'll give you guys a download to this texture. But I'm just gonna find a nice grunge texture that I like, that'll look good. So I'm gonna get this one. As you guys can see, it'll open, and then I can just double click this and press enter to make it not a background layer anymore. And there you go. See, what's this? And then we're gonna create a clipping mask. A clipping mask is when image just like kind of cuts itself to where it's only on the object below it. So if I move the object, the image won't move with it. If I move the image, the object won't move with it. But if I select both of these, they both will move. That's just average Photoshop. So we click overlay. Wow, that's already looking great, but it's a little bit too much for me. So I'm gonna bring this opacity down. So I'm gonna just go up a little bit, and kind of, as you can see like it looks grungy onto the actual text. Now, if I was making this for something, I would get my eraser tool and start touching it up so it's like only on the black, or so that it's only on the red. But since this is just a tutorial, you guys can do that later. But there you go. That's how you do a pretty awesome text, in my opinion, in Cinema 4D. So yeah, thank you guys for watching.